is imposed. I'm joined now by energy expert and CEO of the business consultancy firm, the MRL Corporation, Cornelia Meyer. Thanks very much for talking to us. So let's start with this price cap. It's supposed to achieve two main things. Put a squeeze on Russia's war chest, but also hopefully bring down global inflation. Is it likely to succeed at any of those?
I don't think so. On one hand, what you see, it's quite complex. What you see is if they want to get Europe on board, if the G7 nations want to get Europe on board, that would mean an agreement of all the 27 EU countries who anyhow say they will not import seaborne crude from Russia as of the end of this year. The other thing is that you will still have China and India, who are at this point the largest importers of Russian crude, happily continue to import. They right now buy at a discount. Maybe they get a better discount, but it won't do the trick. What will happen is Russian crude will go to India, it will go to China, and GCC, Gulf Cooperation countries' crude, Arab crude, will come instead to Europe. So you're just redirecting trade flows.
So can you give us a sense of just how much oil has been flowing from Russia into Europe since the war began? And as you're pointing out, China and India are still importing large amounts of Russian oil, so this price cap may not make a difference to that.
It may not make a difference. They may get a little bit of a better discount. They right now import at a discount of about $30, but still Russia gets quite a bit of money for that. It's considerably less Russian crude into Europe, but when you look, India has imported nearly 3 times as much crude from Russia as they did last time. And let's not forget, India is the third largest crude consumer in the world. So this really it didn't make that much of a difference. And last month in July, actually the month before, Russia even marginally upped production. So it will not have the desired effect, I'm afraid.
What about on the point of inflation, global prices? Will it have any effect on bringing that down?
I think on the contrary, because whenever you redirect trade flows, that comes with a lot of cost, there needs to be new insurance agreement, different, it's much longer, it takes much longer to get crude, a much longer sea journey to get crude from, let's say, Saudi Arabia or Kuwait to Europe than from Russia. So on the contrary, it may actually augment prices. And these sort of price caps generally don't work if you don't have a concerted effort from all the global buyers, which you will not get in this case.
And what are you reading as Russia's perspective on all this? Because we've just heard, of course, about Nordstream1, which will not be coming back online to push gas into Europe again. Is that a tactic by Russia to as a response to this price cap discussion, or do you think that's unrelated?
I think Russia will certainly deny it's related. Russia says it's because of a technical issue, but it certainly is related. I commented just to a friend, just when the G7 press release came out, I said, that's it for Nordstream1 for the time being. And that really has huge ramifications for gas in Europe, which is, about 4 times more expensive than it was a year ago, and this cost of living crisis will really soar, because it's not just gas. Gas becomes fertilizer and is used in many industrial processes. So that will affect jobs, and it will affect costs.
All right. Cornelia Meyer from the MRL Corporation, thank you very much. Very good to get your thoughts on that today.